Welcome back, guys. So this should be the first video for 2025, so happy new year. Today we're going to continue work on the back of the car. Got everything from the side. It's a bunch of junk in here right now, but in previous videos we've been working on suspension and wheels and stuff like that. So this time it's going to be all about the rear of the car, putting some steps on there, some other stuff, so we're going to get into it now. Okay, YouTube, so we're working on the rear of the car again. And what we're going to tackle now is this Lancer perch or standing grate for people to ride on the back. Since we put the lift on, it's pretty tall. It's kind of too tall really to just step up on. It's let's see, it's about 28 and a half inches or so off the ground, and the car is jacked up a little bit and there's no weight on the back, but it's still going to be about 26 inches. So that's too tall for somebody just to really step up there. So I think what I'm going to do, I have a couple of these like Western style steps or whatever you call them. They come off an old truck. And I think what I'm going to do is take these and kind of mount them at the back here. So they'll hang off. It still have a ton of ground clearance. But that'll really help with people getting on and off, especially once we put the flag poles and the war sticks and stuff on the back. So anyway, we're gonna start on that now. See where it goes. YouTube. So we got updates. I took a couple pieces, cut a couple pieces of channel iron, drilled holes in them, got them bolted on. So used grade 8 hardware, and so it wouldn't break. And I think what I'm gonna do now is just actually weld these, just weld them up to the rack, and end up with something like that. So I'm gonna try to make it kind of symmetrical where it's one on each side, because I'm thinking, that way you can get on and off each side, or two people could ride back on it on the back there. So anyway, I'll cut you back on when I got progress. Okay, YouTube, so I got both of them welded on. They're tacked on, and I think what I'm gonna go in next, it's a little bit of a lip here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and shave this top part off, weld it in with a plate here. It'll help support this flagpole holder, and it'll eliminate any trip hazard, because I just don't want anybody getting hurt. So I'll cut you back on when I got some progress. So I got this part grind down, beat in, welded up pretty good. Made some little filler plates out of 16 gauge, and they're not gonna really be for any kind of, I mean, they'll help with support, but they're mainly just there to kind of make a smoother transition stepping on and off of this. So don't want a little, gap there for somebody to get caught up in. So we'll get those welded up. All right, it's tacked in pretty good. I'm gonna slice this and tap it down just so it's kind of a kicked up, little different angle. Some of this stuff's not square. I know, I can't believe it either. But once I get that where I want it, I'll finish tacking in. I'll grind all this down so it's smooth right here. And I'm also gonna probably fill in some right here. I'm kind of low on gas. I might not film that, but it'll be solid enough. It's not gonna come off. So. All right, guys. So here it is. Everything's tacked in pretty solid. I don't want to do a bunch of crazy full welds because I don't think it needs it, and I kind of like the aesthetic of a bunch of tacks. It makes it look more ratty, and you know, in the wasteland, they would probably be more concerned with just getting it to stick versus making it look good. So, and I'm not the world's best welder. So, anyway, all right, guys. So the steps built. Next, we're going to continue work back here, and what I have is a couple of these Freon drums. And if you look on the movie, on the back of the Razor Cola, they had like this, I don't know what you call it, but it looked like a device that would drop out and be like a bomb or a mine that would roll. And if they were in front of another vehicle, it would hit in the front and disable it. I'll put a picture of it in right here, what I'm talking about. And if everything works out, we're gonna try to do something like that with these empty Freon drums. So let's get into it. All right, YouTube, update time. So we welded 2 tanks together, and I've marked these red lines, I don't know, every few inches on both sides. And I think what I'm gonna go in next is and weld these type of bolts spaced every so often. That's kind of how that looked in the movie. All right, YouTube, so you can see what we got now. I got those bands cut out and welded them on, and put these bolts around. That's real reminiscent of what was in the movie. Looks really close to what the prop in the movie in the back of the car looked like. So I think now what I'm gonna continue with is maybe adding some more detail around YouTube. So I got some updates. Got the straps on, went ahead and tacked some bolts on here. That some of them need to be welded a little more, but I figured I'd leave them a little loose so I could bend them and manipulate them. And I had an old axle flange that I welded in. It's probably tough to see under there, but I welded in. It's basically a bolt that comes through, and I actually got it sticking up where that's how this is mounted. But I kind of wanted, to keep it in the vein of the movie where the props they made were realistic, like they actually would work. I really don't want this to fall off and roll down, while I'm driving or anything and hurt anybody. So I'm gonna keep it bolted, but I am gonna cut that shaft down. And I think what I'm gonna do is I have this old U-bolt and I have this handle that I cut off the refrigerant tank, and I think I'm gonna weld that together. And then I welded these tabs on, and I think I'm gonna make like a big release. You know what I'm saying? Like a release pin, and give it the look that's how it releases. But actually, it'll be bolted on with this one bolt. And I might actually still wrap it with some chain just for security, for my peace of mind, so it's not all resting on that one bolt. But I'll cut you back on when I have some progress. Okay, YouTube, so we got a little bit of progress made here. I got this chain. It's tough to see, man. Everything's in there together. But I got this chain going up to a flat washer. And the theory is, I want this to look like this pin can, release it. But actually, it's being held on by that bolt right there. And I'm going to cut that down some. And probably use a lock washer on it. Just so that, I'm not worried about it coming off. But, yeah. That's what we got. I don't like the pink. I'm gonna paint them silver or white, and I think I have a better look. And after I do that, I'll probably cut you back on so you can see kind of what the finished product looks like. Okay, YouTube, so here we go. Pretty much finished product here. Turned out pretty much like I wanted to. Still got to do some paint work, but we're gonna paint the whole car, adding some rust and dirt and grunge, but pretty pleased with the way it turned out. I did give it a splash of vinegar just to try to age it a little bit. That's what fresh rust you see. Got the chains in here and the quick release. So obviously it's still bolted, but that would in my mind that leaves it kind of like the movies where stuff like that was authentic. So pretty pleased with it. That's probably going to do it for this one. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Again, this is probably the first video of 2025. Hoping that we pick up some more followers. I still enjoy the comments. Thanks everybody for subscribing. And it's free, man. If you're watching this and I've entertained you at all, hit the subscribe button. You know, it does a lot. Or leave a comment. It does a lot. I'm a small channel, like I say all the time, but I really enjoy interacting with the people that do follow me and getting their ideas and seeing their outlook and their take on what I'm doing. So catch you in the next one. Later.